This podcast is part of the Podcast Your Scene Network. Visit us at www.podcastyourscene.com.
You know, the local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
Why? Is a question.
Walking backwards. Something sacred.
I don't know the names of the Creep songs. Those are
Running in
CDs you
circles.
Just pop in and let play.
Sea of Glass.
The flight and the fall.
I love Ozzy. I think he's the true definition of a rock star.
So get about by your speakers.
Anybody else have any interesting stories they don't want fun to tell?
God, come after the fall.
Hey, this is John Lane from the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania.
The Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock that Pennsylvania has to offer. What's the story this week? Am I fucking your world? And I'm fucked up on oxygen pills.
Let's go.
So while we're taking that break from the interview, what was that? Let's try this again. This is the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 660 on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, and 107.1 FM KFGD in St. Louis, Missouri, XRP Radio in Scotland, United Kingdom, Oldies XL, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Music from the 412, both TV and radio, eventually on the radio, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Rootaroo Radio on the beaches of San Diego, California. And right here in the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania, Build the Scene Radio. This is the Pennsylvania Rock Show. My name is Bill. With me tonight is Kyle of Thoriaca. What's up, Kyle?
What's up? How's it going?
Not too bad. I only popped up an extra video there that I didn't need to click on yet.
All good. Things happen.
So, before I get too far into this, I do want to mention that at the beginning of the radio show and podcast, before we started talking just now, you did hear the track Red Giant by Trainwrecked, and you also heard from Woodland Creatures, Keep On Running. If you're familiar with that segment on, it was either Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street. I can't remember which one doesn't belong. And it was like this song that went along with it. And you'll figure it out, but it's one of those two on the show. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs planned. One of those two doesn't belong, but it's a great song. So it's in there. And
nice.
You'll 100% understand when you hear it.
That's awesome.
I bet you can guess by the name.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually have never heard either of those. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, here, I'll give you the band names. I'll tell you right off the bat who we're going to hear tonight. We're going to hear from Trainwrecked, Woodland Creatures, Winter's Descent, Thoriaca, Blood Union, Crooked Ways, and Silicone Kong.
Awesome.
So,
well, I know us.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear the other bands for sure.
So
I always like discovering new music. It took me the longest time to start adding new music to my playlists. It honestly took me moving to Boulder to go to school before I really strayed far away from what I was listening to back in like 2005 and 6 when the guys and I first started playing together. So I think it's good to discover new music. There's inspiration all around us and incredibly talented musicians everywhere. So,
well, we're gonna be listening to some hard rock, some metal,
sweet,
some industrial metal, and some Americana.
Oh, nice. It's good.
So
mix.
now you know what doesn't belong, but which band is it? We'll have to see.
No, I mean that's a good mix because I really have expanded my taste in music, especially over the past like 8 to 10 years. But I think if you're gonna write songs and you want to kind of relate to as many people as possible, you should probably listen to as many different genres as you can. It's because each genre has something to offer the songwriting process. Not every pop song sounds like obviously doesn't have metal breakdowns, so you know what I mean. But you can source certain things, certain ways in how you phrase lyrics, for example, and how you would tie those in to transitions. And
This is great. I accidentally got you to talk about your writing process. Keep going.
no doubt. Well, I mean, I like lyrics are one of my favorites, but I also like playing a lot of rhythm guitar. I really enjoy playing guitar. I mean, I was just writing some lyrics earlier today, actually. Um, Sometimes when I hear new music, or even when I listen to some of my favorite new or old music, it'll just kind of spark something. Even one word can do it, like a phrase, a word, um, and then I'll just go on this writing tangent and constantly edit. And sometimes, I don't know, sometimes lyrics come first, sometimes guitar parts come first. I don't know. I can't remember if last time I told you about the Google Drive folder that I have that has I have it's called Song Ideas, and it basically almost maxed out my 100 gigabytes that I've upgraded to, because I have something like 300, 400 videos in there, and each one of them range from like 20 seconds to 4 or 5 minutes. Some of them are just like whole songs that I was just sitting there and randomly doing changes, and it just came out as a what could be a song if I just laid down lyrics to it. But there's a whole folder, hundreds of videos. My lyrics document has, I think what I was adding today was 153. I'm up to 153 ideas. I mean, I actually have, it's funny, I was just kind of looking through these since we finished this album, by the way. We're gonna
Oh, look at that. You have the hard copy in hand.
Digipack. So yeah, it's a good one.
That the official release date of that is the 13th of March, correct?
March 13th, but you can order this digipack right now. I actually sent out the first batch of them today, so if you already ordered one, you're going to get it slightly early.
And you can get that off of their website, which I actually have queued to show you.
Oh, sweet.
I did have it queued. It didn't save.
That's all right. It's
Thoriaca.net, right?
.net. Super easy. And if you want to go straight to the shop, just thoriaca.net/shop. And then it'll be, I think, the first thing that we have set right there for.
There we go.
Perfect. But yeah, like this is just me. Brennan also has a bunch of lyric ideas too, but I print them out and stuff. But I have several pages here. Like this is just since we finished tracking the album. There's like 17 or 18 ideas right here, and I'm like constantly just. I feel like.
Now, when you guys do this, like you bring them to rehearsal, and then what happens from there?
Sometimes it just comes right out. Sometimes it's a process. It might take a couple rehearsals or practices to really hammer out all the nuanced little things. I'm all about nuance. I love, one of my favorite things about the listening side of music is the 1 or 2 second thing here and there in a song that really is just like, oh, the thing that makes the goosebumps happen. That one particular thing. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I hope if you're a music lover, you know what I'm talking about there. I love nuance, especially if it breaks up a sort of repetitive guitar part, for example, or a drum part or a bass part. You just add that 1 note or 2 note, that little phrase right there that just kind of like, oh, everybody's like that one little thing that they're listening for. You know what I mean? Especially in the live show. It could be in for example, metal, it's the ting right before the breakdown. You know what I mean? So
I think I told you this already, but I'm going to say it on the air. I was listening to Embrace. I was listening to the single version. We're going to listen to the version off the album in the episode. And my daughter walked into the room as it was starting. And about 15 seconds in, she started dancing. Like, you like this one? She's like, yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's actually one of my favorite, like that intro guitar part is one of my favorite guitar parts I've ever written. Like it was tweaked by Brennan, but the main that cool little thing, it's one of my favorites, and I actually still have in my Google Drive the original file from when I wrote that back in Boulder. I think it was sometime in like 2017 or 2018 when I was just jamming in my room, and that just came out. I just had my Schecter. I don't even think I was plugged in. I was just jamming and just came out. So that's how it mostly happens for me on the on like if I'm just sitting here, I'll just take my phone, set it up, and just record a quick video, throw it in the drive folder. But also at practice, like we're always just improvising. Like Brennan and Nate are both amazing at just improvising these cool riffs that are just, we could probably, if just on the ideas that we kind of toss out there and even maybe discard at practice, we could probably write like 3 albums just randomly off the top of our heads. But we have to always be like, okay, hold on, we got to finish practicing the songs we already have. It was just that we get them really tight because we've added a few things to our setup to really nail in our live performance. So we're slowly, trying to add to that.
Well, while we're talking about writing, I'm going to throw a 2-part question at you.
Yeah.
What is a song that you didn't write that you wish you had written? And in the history of the world, who is a songwriter that you wish you could sit down and write a song with?
Oh, 2 incredibly tough questions. First song, which song do I wish? I go through this all the time when I discover brand new songs that I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Right. There's probably a bunch from over the years, but I'll give you one from recent years because I probably back in 2020 I discovered Dayseeker. Have you heard of them?
I
Do you
not.
know who Dayseeker is? Well, they'll blow your mind because pretty much everything they put out is a banger. But their whole first album, Sleep Talk, is phenomenal. But it has a song.
I just added it to my notes.
Yeah.
For those of you that have watched this show in the past, I'm doing this weird thing now where I'm actually organized and making notes. So if you see me looking down, that's what's going on. It's not that I'm not listening to them.
I really enjoy both writing and listening to songs that have a story to tell and they have a very deep meaning. And I would say one of their songs that has a really deep meaning off of that Sleep Talk album is called Starving to Be Empty. And it is just, please go and listen to that song because it'll give you those goosebumps. I'm telling you about it. If it doesn't, are you human? No. Like, it's so good. It's such a good song. And in fact, just listen to that whole album. And they just released a new one this year. Was it this year or was it tail end of last year? Called Dark Sun. Phenomenal. So their work is incredible. I'm inspired by bands like that. And I'm also inspired by bands still that I was listening to like in high school, like Linkin Park. I loved Linkin Park. And did you get a chance to listen to that latest track they released? I think it was last week, called Lost.
I have not.
Toss that on your list too, because that's another phenomenal one. It just brought back so many memories from the Meteora days. And it's like, that actually is what sparked the song I was working on today. So that's what I mean about, like, I get inspired by listening to my favorite music and thinking about situations just around us in life. And in fact, embrace, if I don't know if this was a question you were going to ask.
Well, I was going to ask
actually,
you
did I
a little
finish
bit about it? But
did I finish the other question that you asked? I'm sorry, you asked
a songwriter.
Pick a songwriter that I would love to write a song with, or just talk.
To write with.
To write a song with. Oh my. It's going to be the same answer that I gave for a question you asked last time, and that's Mark Tremonti. I would love to write a song with Mark Tremonti. That would be awesome. Already met him. Cool dude. Love Alter Bridge. Love everything about Tremonti, like his solo project. That would be awesome. Or just both the guys in Alter Bridge, Miles Kennedy and Mark Tremonti. That would be. I
And
think
we
we could
definitely
put out
talked
a
about them last time.
yeah, for sure.
All
I
right,
think we
so
could put out a banger. So
tell me a little bit about the song "Embrace," and then we'll give it a listen.
sweet. So Embrace was actually one of the very first songs once Brennan was brought into the band. Embrace and Burn the Ladder, I believe, were the two very first things that we worked on. I think it was Embrace first, and we put that aside for a second, finished Burn the Ladder, and then came back to Embrace. It started with the guitar part that I told you about, and lyrics that I had actually pretty much completely finished. And it was a story that I told about the atrocities committed during the colonization of the Americas. I mean, it's what the song is about. The lyrics, by the way, are always going to be available on all of our YouTube videos. So if you go and watch those videos, which the video is available as of yesterday on YouTube right now.
It's going to be embedded in the show notes as well.
Sweet.
And when I go off the air with Kyle and go into the segment where I'm playing music from the 412, you're going to see it then as well.
Sweet. So yeah, that's how the story of the song came about, and I mean, it's what it's about. There was an original idea that we had for a stop motion paper animation video that was gonna be a full video, but it was like a Herculean undertaking to try to do that in the time frame that we had. We didn't give ourselves enough time when we decided that we're just going to push out a video every week. We're like, okay, we gotta work with this and figure it out. So the video side of things, that was Matt's idea. So awesome, and kudos. Thank you, Matt. You're awesome. And by the way, he's our video producer for all of our videos. And if you're wanting to check out more of his work, go to www.huggybearmedia.com, and awesome stuff there. So that's how the video came about, and it sort of tells that story in a slightly different way, in a different tone. It still kind of has to do it with the imagery, and you'll kind of see it. And I think he did an excellent job on it. And we kind of filmed that in 3 different locations over 3 different days, if I'm not mistaken. So, and the outdoor city shot was in Southside, and the outdoor like daytime shot with us, the band, that was actually on my parents' farm. So it was pretty cool. And then Matt was able to get a model for the other scenes, and it turned out very well. So yeah, I guess we'll be watching that. So please enjoy.
Hey, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment. We're going to listen to 2 tracks during this break. We're going to hear Winter's Descent song Fortune and Theriaca's Embrace. And we'll be right back. For those of you watching videos, you're going to get to see the concert calendar, as well as I have some tickets to give away for Everclear in a Music from the 412 and Drusky Entertainment collaboration. So we're going to do that next. Kyle and I will be back in about 7 minutes. I do have a question to ask you that popped up on the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you saw it. But with that said, we will be right back with Kyle. Theriaca, I do have tickets to give away to. So while we're taking that break from the interview with Theriaca, I do have tickets to give away to a Drusky Entertainment and Jurgles Presents show this Saturday, March 4th. It is Everclear with the Delaney's. 5 p.m. early entry, 6 p.m. doors. The show is 8 p.m. It is 21 and over. Early entry tickets guarantee a seat in the venue. General admissions do not guarantee a seat. It's $75 to $68 ticket. You can go to I'm going to go ahead and give away a few tickets to this Everclear show. There's the flyer. Eventbrite is another place you can go to get those tickets. Everclearmusic.com. And here we go. There were 3 people who went ahead and shared the post on Facebook and sent their emails on to Rocky. So what I did was I took those 3 people, I put their names on the wheel 3 times to spread it out a little bit, not change the odds, because they all still have a third of the wheel, but their names are spread out, not just a third and a third and a third. And I'm talking way too much, and I'm sure there are people out there going, just spin the wheel. So we're going to go ahead and spin and see who is going to win that pair of tickets to Everclear and the Delaney's for this Saturday. And that winner will be Steve Jaworski. So Steve, what you're going to be seeing here shortly, probably either later tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, is an email with a set of tickets for you. And we thank you for sharing. And as always, keep an eye out for our next set of tickets that we'll be giving away with Drusky Entertainment and Music from the 412. That show is the Lax. I can't remember that date off the top of my head, but you're about to see the concert calendar, and it is mentioned in the concert calendar. So just hang out for a moment, keep your eyes peeled, and you will get to see that.
Announce the beneficiary of this year's concert series, our 2023 rock star Scarlett. Scarlett was diagnosed with leukemia in January of 2020. She's currently fighting her second battle with leukemia and attends regular chemotherapy. Rock for Life aims to provide financial support for Scarlett and her family, with funds raised from our music festivals and concerts. Come out to a Rock for Life show near you. A great time for a great cause.
What's up, everyone? It's Bill from FirstAngelMedia.com, BillDescene.com, and of course, music from the 412.com. And this is your concert calendar for weeks 1 and 2 of March 2023. I want to mention that we do have some cool features that I would like you to take a look at on our submission page right there behind me. If you go to Music from the 412 and hover over Contact, the very first link says Submission Forms. That'll get you there. And what you can do there is submit videos to Music from the 412's TV station. You can submit audio tracks of your music for our upcoming radio station to be released on March 1st. That last one in the top row will get you on our concert calendar and possibly on this segment on the air. Bottom row, you have the Pennsylvania Rock Show, which is my show, which airs at 9 p.m. on Mondays, usually live, 9 a.m. on Saturdays, and various times throughout the week. Also there in the middle, we have Space Spat Productions Present. That is another show here on Music from the 412. You can submit music and videos to. And in the very end, over there, we have 10 Band TV. It's 10band.tv if you want to check them out. They are a very similar endeavor to what we're doing on Music from the 412, except they are high school hockey, Pennsylvania high school hockey, and they are looking to feature your music on their shows. So you can submit some music for them to use. Okay, now that that is out of the way, let's head into week number 1 of March. March 3rd, Heroes Bar and Grill's Open Mic Series is being hosted by Corey Brocious. It's at 7:30 p.m. start time, and they are located in Katanning near the courthouse. On the 4th, we have the Everclear show that we gave away tickets for. They are with the Delaney's at Jurgles at 6 p.m. Tickets start at $48.75. Also on the 4th, Speed Freaks present Hicks and Heathens. That's Dinner Bell Road and a Common Crown. It's 7 p.m. start time. $10 will get you through the doors at the Lindora Hotel. Rivers Casino at 9 p.m. on the 4th. Bill Toms and Hard Rain. And at Moondogs. Moondog will be presenting Pierce Dipner at 8 p.m. also on the 4th. Heading into week number 2 of March, we head back to Katanning for the Heroes Bar and Grill Friday night open mic. That one is hosted by Solomon. 7:30 p.m. start time in Katanning by the courthouse. On the 11th, we have Drusky Entertainment presents The Lax with special guests Murphy Elmore and Dustin Spears. That is at Jurgles. It has a 6 p.m. door time, 8 p.m. show time. You can get in early at 5 p.m. It is 21 plus. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com. And this is the show that we are giving away tickets to next. So what you need to do is go to facebook.com/music from the 412. Find our post. You're going to share it. You're going to tag both Drusky Entertainment and Music from the 412. And there'll be a link in there where you can send your email address to Anthony Lamondi, who owns Music from the 412. And that email is how we're going to get your tickets to you if you win. That's the only reason we're collecting it. Also on the 11th at Moondogs, we have Billy Price at 8 p.m. It's a $15 cover. On the 11th at the Bridge Music Bar, 7 p.m. start time, we have Dinner Bell Road, Zach Revito and the Rust Belt Rhythm, and Noble Hops. Just a reminder, go to that submission page, send your videos, send your music, and send me your concerts so that we can continue doing this concert calendar. My name is Bill, and this is the concert calendar.
Nice.
Yeah. Remember when I said I hate video editing? Well, now you see why.
For sure.
Throw that out there.
Definitely be time consuming.
So that has been my Friday, making the concert calendar. I've been doing it the last couple of weeks to go on Music from the 412, which we are on live currently. Randy Hollenbeck popped in earlier with the question. He is from the Music Roundtable, and he's going to have a show on Music from the 412 very soon called Backstage Pass, which is going to be really, really cool.
Nice.
But his question for you was, he wanted to know if Chevelle was an influence of Theriaca.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And you can hear that in Civilized. I realized that after we had finished that song and like heard it back for the first time, just the syncopation in the verses, it's very Chevelle-like. But I loved Chevelle. I personally think this type of thinking can do us in is one of the greatest albums of all time. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 in my opinion. It's like one of those, another example of a perfect 10 out of 10 is Dark Side of the Moon from Pink Floyd, and like Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, 10 out of 10. So I loved Chevelle. They were definitely a big inspiration for me, and I think for the other guys too. So yes.
Also, I want to mention Lou popped in. Lou is one of the hosts of the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, and I do have a funny story about that. I popped in. I try and watch his show as often as possible. If you're not familiar with it, it is about guitar-driven rock, and they usually have pretty cool topics. Sometimes they're comparing bands. Sometimes they're looking at specific dates that things happen. Sometimes they're looking at you have to check it out. But I went to the event last week on Facebook, and it had a Zoom link, and I thought, oh, he must be doing it different. So I accidentally ended up on his podcast last week. I did not know what the topic was, but I played it off. This is probably the first time he's hearing that I did not know. And it was something, even once he said what it was, I couldn't, it was butt rock.
I've heard the term. Yes, I know.
So I'm sitting there going, okay, how am I going to fake my way through this? I'm in Zoom. He's already said I'm here. I can't leave. Yeah, we play nothing but rock on a radio station. Yeah. Yep. So eventually I figured out what he was talking about, and I think probably this might be the first time anyone realizes that I had no idea what I walked into.
But hey, you know what? I liked butt rock too. So it's all the bands that were mainstream or whatever, that were played on the radio, on the it's pretty much I mean everything's mostly gone to streaming nowadays. There are still we've been played on the X, so that's pretty cool. Always a hometown radio station is always cool to get play there. And I'm sorry, I just realized something. Did you say this is being broadcast somewhere in Scotland? Is
Yes,
that it is? Okay,
it
so
is.
I just wanted to mention that if you do go to our website, unfortunately we don't do international shipping yet. We can take international payments, but can't do the shipping yet. I still have to figure out all that stuff. It's all brand new to us. I'm sorry. We'll get to that eventually. I promise we will. We just got the website set up and still kind of new to it, so we're still figuring everything out. But eventually, I promise.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's because we're on XRP radio, which is in Scotland.
Oh,
Um,
perfect.
and we haven't done it in a while, but Jonna from First Angel Media and I do a show on XRP that's live where we take songs from our music scene and we put them up against music that they play on their station, and there's a
Nice.
chat box and they decide which song they like better, and it's
Oh,
a
that's
cool show.
cool.
It's just
That's
a time issue.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's
Both time zone and having time to do it.
yeah, definitely. But hey, but y'all be able to stream everything on March 13th, so
yes,
that'll be that. And
we have played Theriaca on Friendly Fire. I can't remember which song we played though. It might have been Souvenirs, or you know what? It was Drugs and Honey, I think.
That's Souvenirs.
Which is Souvenirs, yeah.
Yeah, which was almost the name, by the way, of that song. But
since I brought that song up, do you want to? I really, really like. I liked the first version of the video, but I really liked the redone one
with the stats, with all the
stats and the
statistics, because that was the original inspiration for that song and video. Like that was the whole point of the original official video, was to show that the song is about overcoming addiction, and that video, the official music video, originally was just taking an example of one man's struggle and glossing over the entire video, getting to the end. The point of the video was to make you at the end step back and be like, whoa, was that dude just like in a drug induced hallucination? Was his family even like real? Were they real? Like, what happened here? Did he overcome it? Did he? So it was to leave a kind of open-ended question. And then when we did the visualizer, there were two reasons we did the visualizer. One, because we wanted a playlist on YouTube to play through all of the songs. If you notice on all these videos, they start right with the song and end right at the end of the song, because we want that playlist to play through just like the album, back to back to back for every song. But the visualizer kind of expanded upon something that was mentioned in the description of that video, where all the data came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of goes through. It's honestly some horrifying statistics, but I believe that we need to see those things. Because I think that we're all affected by it, not just here in the U.S. This is an epidemic that's global. Addiction is global, and especially in this area, the tri-state area in which we grew up. If you're from the area, you know somebody. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, you know somebody. Whether it's they've struggled for years, they're still in it, they've unfortunately overdosed, or worse. So we really wanted to bring light to these statistics, and they are recent. They're all within, I believe they're all within the past 5 years. They were taken from, I think they were actually from the past 3 years. So we just really wanted to get that information out there. It's important. It's important for people to see. This is a reality that we all live. So, yeah.
I don't want to use your term, I don't want to gloss over that, because I really like the video and the point behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a time factor, so I'm going
all good.
move on.
No worries.
If you guys haven't seen that video, it leads right into what I'm going to ask him about. So first of all, you want to go to YouTube and find Theriaca's videos. I'm assuming your username is Theriaca.
Yes. Well, it's at Theriaca Official, but I've noticed that if you go to YouTube and just type in Theriaca, one of our videos should be the first one that pops up, and our page should be in the first bit of suggestions there. We've been getting a lot of plays, so you should be able to find it easily. Just kind of look at the spelling here. It's a weird word. Not a lot of people have heard it. I hadn't heard it until I found it in a dictionary. So, yes, Theriaca.
There, it's spelled in the domain
Ah,
below me.
there it is, right
It's,
there. Yeah.
it's the RIACA.
Exactly.
RICA.
Yeah.
RIACA. I may have messed that up.
Oh, it's all
There'll
good.
be
That's
links
all good.
all over the show notes. Click them.
Yes. Please visit the page. Check us out.
Um,
All of our videos are going to be there too, but they're just embedded from YouTube. So
right.
And
So-
subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We're trying to get monetized. That's the best way that you can support us right now. And if you're in the US, please pre-order the album.
So what I was going to ask you about is there are 5 videos out so far. Who's at least on your website there are 5 embedded.
Oh, I might have missed the past 2. I'm sorry. There are 7. Yeah,
So
there's 7 total.
So whose idea was it to use this to lead up to the album release? Because I think it was a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of a collective idea. For the beginning of or the end of December, we started having a couple meetings and talking about the direction. Like we had just finished actually it might have been like late November, early December is when we started talking about this, because we had just finished recording everything and we were like, okay, what are we going to do release wise? And we started talking about videos, and basically we took one day and sat there for like 8 hours and made a whole list of ideas for every single song, all 10 tracks. And this is what you're seeing right now is all the videos come into fruition from that meeting, essentially, because we were like, what are we going to do that either nobody's done it before or we still haven't heard of anybody that has done it before. They may have done this before. I don't know anybody that's is about to release a full album and they're doing like pretty much full music videos for every song. It's not just like a visualizer that has the album cover and it's just playing the song. These are actual videos that we're putting out. I don't know of any others. I know Sleep Token's kind of putting out a lot of videos lately for their newest album, but I don't think they're putting one out for every single song like we are. So we just wanted to do something to break the mold.
So we touched on going to theriaca.net to find you guys online. I have one more quick question for you before I let you head off and I start playing some videos for those of you that are watching the video or the live stream on musicfrom412.com's website. Unfortunately, Roku and Fire TV are not working for the live yet, but you can watch it on the website. The question is, what's coming up next for you guys besides the CD release, which is on the 13th? Do you have a show scheduled then too, I'm assuming?
Yes. So that's going to be a Monday, the 13th. That's when the album drops officially everywhere. And then that Saturday, the 18th, we're going to be playing at the Funhouse at Mr. Smalls. So you can check out our Facebook page. Just look us up there. Same thing, Theriaca or Theriaca Official. You should be able to find us either way. Our show schedule will be there. And we're going to, now that it's about to be March, we're going to really start promoting both the CD release and that show a lot. So, yeah, Funhouse at Mr. Smalls, March 18th. Check us out. We're playing with No Sleep for Zombies and Zero King. Also check those guys out because those are some excellent bands. We've played with No Sleep for Zombies before. We haven't played with Zero King yet, so we're looking forward to that. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great show. Please check us out. We're going to kind of we're sort of doubling this as an official album release party since it's only like 5 days after, so definitely check it out because we'll still have some of these. Again, the album right here still fresh in its shrink wrap. There's the back,
a different
what it looks
shade
like.
of gray.
A different shade of gray. Yeah, that's the name of the album. And by the way, I know that there are 2 different ways of spelling. I saw
you spelled it with the E.
I spelled it the proper English way. So I do believe the GREY is the quote unquote original English spelling of it. So that's why I chose chose that. It was I know it's arbitrary, but whatever.
All right, so I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate your time.
I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Yes.
This is episode number 660.
So close.
For those of you, Utah Burgess got 666 for anyone who's wondering where that's headed.
Nice.
So for those of you that are going to be listening or are listening to the radio stations or the podcast version, what I have up next for you is Blood Union's song Let Me In, Crooked Ways, Filth Wish, and Silicon King, The Watchers 9. And for those of you that are going to be watching more here live on Music from the 412, you're going to get to see that video for Embrace and some other videos as I lead you into the next hour. This has been episode number 660. Thank you for hanging out with us. Check us out every Monday live on Music from the 412. And then all those stations I mentioned at the beginning have different schedules. You can go to PARockShow.com and it'll take you right to the Pennsylvania Rock Show section of Build a Scene and show you the schedule and who's coming up next. And we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
And I was almost ready. Here we go.
This episode of the Pennsylvania Rock Show has ended, but be sure to subscribe to be introduced to more of the best on-sign rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer. Don't forget to rate and review the show, and we'll see you on the next episode.